timing. That's crazy. It's almost like it was planned. It wasn't. Hello, hello. Whoa. Dizzy. 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 Let's get a different window swap scene. Hello, window swap. Oh my gosh, that makes me so dizzy. Okay, that's better. Hello, doggo. This isn't really looking out of a window, is it? Or maybe it is. Maybe this is like a shed or something. Anyway, hello, 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 and welcome to another One Line of Code. I am One Line, and today is Friday Day. And you're all amazing. Zultra Lord is here. You are first. Maybe you didn't realize, but you are. So hi. Hope all is well. What's going on here? My mic levels just do not want to stay. It's almost like they are being automatically set somehow. Sounds. Microfono. Okay. Are we good? I'm gonna put it here. Let me know if I start crackling. Hopefully I don't peak or laugh too loud. But we're gonna get the stream started. Today is Friday, and on our stream on Fridays, we host Community Day. And Community Day is a day for any of you lovely people out there in the community to join in on the conversation using either your voice or chat or whatever you're comfortable using. But you have the opportunity to drive the direction of our conversations. I do have some thoughts and topics to talk about. If no one else brings anything up, we can discuss them. In the meantime, what I would like to try to do is work a little bit on the bot. I'm remaking our existing bot so that I could open source it and just have it out there. Maybe we can add some stuff to it for the stream. Make it fun, make it amazing, make it wonderful. All the things that a bot should be. You are? Cool. But anyway, hi. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day so far. Hope you aren't dealing with too many non-fun or non-fulfilling things. This is our desktop. Hello, desktop. Were we ready to go to you yet, or did I just what's the word? Reflex click? I don't know. Okay, still setting things up. Okay. There will be multiple reminders throughout the stream, but starting Monday, I will be not streaming for 2 weeks. Twix. Because I want to devote as much time as I can to writing documentation, to training the new person that is hopefully going to be coming on board 2 Mondays from now. So it's going to suck. I don't know why they didn't set his start date on this Monday. Would have been nice. It sounded like he was available and ready to start even like 2 days ago. But they set it for 2 Mondays from now. And usually the first week of employment at a new place is onboarding and setting up your new system, getting accounts set up, doing the compliance trainings. And that takes up way too much time. So he won't even have a client asset in order to install Visual Studio on, clone the application, set up his dev environment. And I was hoping we would be able to do that in the first week, and then the second week go through all of the code structure, code base. And yeah. But we have 1 week to do that, and he's going to be really busy that week. But we're going to do our best. I'm going to put this here. Are you good there? You're not going to make a bunch of noise, are you? All right, but anyway, community day. The way that today works is I have turned on my OBS virtual camera and I'm in a voice channel in OBS where I will be sharing my camera, which is the virtual camera. So you'll be able to see everything that is on the stream screen without lag, without delay. If you want to join the voice channel in Discord, here's our Discord, which I need to update the link. So let me do that before I actually post the Discord. Come on, dude. I pushed the button. And G. Animated realms bot. Commands. Go data. Find the Discord link. Someone told me that the Discord link was actually no longer working that I used previously, or that I have on here. So I updated it. Okay, which one of you is Discord? Basta. Come in. Good to go. All right. And what do you say, bot? Did you... Right, but all of the commands are currently cached in the bot, so I need to send a refresh commands to automated realms. Okay, and now let's see if that's true. Yes, it is. I can't believe it all just worked without any issue. That's nice. So that's the updated Discord invite link. If you're already in our Discord, then all you have to do is hop into any of the voice channels. Let me know in Twitch chat that you're waiting, because I keep losing track of my Discord window while doing other things. And I'll pull you into the stream voice channel. Just know that your voice will carry through on stream. And I post my VODs to YouTube, so it'll be there until they get removed in 60 plus years or less, depending on how the world changes. But yeah, so if you're not comfortable with that, then please feel free to have conversation using chat. Okay, so where have we gotten with the bot remake? I'm already messing with my hair. It's gonna go poof. I was trying to not have it go poof so early in the stream. It's okay though. I just do this and then it'll poof itself. Oh man. Okay. The place that we've gotten so far is that we've set up pretty much the structure of how I would structure just about any project to begin with. We have our Blazor web app. So this is a .NET 8 project, and this is the Blazor web app template. And I believe that I turned it on using server and WASM, but I think I really just want it to be... Actually, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter whether it's running server or WASM. So it'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's in. Then over here, so this is our app. Over here, I have our Blazor UI, which is going to serve the purpose of being our entire UI portion of the Blazor bot, of the Twitch bot. And then I have some shared library folders. So the regular shared library is going to have all of our base classes, abstract classes, enums, shared models that are used in the back end and front end. And finally, we have our service implementations and our core logic. So the stuff that actually runs on the server side, which server side for me is going to be a worker service installed on the computer. And then the UI side is going to be the client. Even though they're both on my machine, that makes them both clients, but the one that's running as a worker service is going to be my server. For all intents and purposes. But that also means that you could host the application itself in the cloud and have that be your server. Speaking of Discord, I did not go up here. Copy the one line has now live. Basta. And there we go. Okay. And then I knew that I was going to be using Signal R for a lot of the real-time communications. At the moment, this is what my bot UI looks like. And so you can see that anytime someone says something in chat, I get it to this chat printout right here. Anytime you redeem something in chat, I also see that. And it just outputs to this window. I'm not tracking it or anything. I will definitely make sure to ask you guys permission before I try to log anything from chat. None of this is stored persistently. It's just echoed. And that's it. But anyway, hello, good VJ. Hope you're having a great day so far. I put happy Friday. Happy. So anyway, that's what our bot currently looks like. I have a little printout of what commands can be used and what their state is. Are they enabled? Are they not enabled? What type of response they should be. And for example, my coin flip here is not supposed to be a text result. It's supposed to be a run command. Although roll die is supposed to be use command. So good so far. Awesome. I always change that backwards. So far, so good. I will read it the way that you typed it, which is the correct way to say it. Oh man. So good so far. Forgive me. How loud. Okay, cool. And hello, Napalm. Hi, happy Friday. So that's what the bot currently looks like. I have a couple other screens for the bot. This is going to be a rework of work that Broken Sword has already done. So Discord has kind of a bot that is working-ish for the most part. It just no longer does when someone goes live the message, but it does say when people end their stream. And of course, I just thought it would be easier to maintain the Discord bot if I had it somewhere else. It's using IRC. This is using Signal R, but it's using the IRC client for chat using TwitchLib, if that's what you're asking. So what happens currently is that TwitchLib is subscribed to the on message received or whatever it was stuff, or I'm subscribed to TwitchLib's message received, and then I am processing them. And then if it's something that needs to be echoed, like chat, then I will send a Signal R, I will broadcast a Signal R message to all listeners. That listener will determine whether or not it is supposed to be echoing chat. And then it'll process the information and do any other thing that it needs to do, like play a sound or, archery. which I still have no idea how I got archery to work. Like, how does it know to display the archery window? Ugh, jerk. Oh my gosh. You'd think I'd never shot an arrow before. Jeez. There goes that. This is the in-browser version of the archery game for debugging purposes. And also, this is the same screen that's being used in OBS as a browser source. And so you can see in the URL, if you change settings, then you get a new URL, and you can use that URL as your browser source with all of those settings set. So this UI is also available in the browser source itself. Right, it's on a different scene. I saw something interesting though. I think the IRC transport might be going away. That sounds right. I'm wondering your thoughts. VC text has links. Yeah, so I haven't really looked into it because we haven't been working on the bot like I say we might be doing on Fridays. Most of the time we are just chatting on Fridays. But yes, I've heard the same thing. Yeah, and then send chat messages to the channel via API. Cool. But welcome back, TBD. Glad to see your stand-up was stand-up length. And not longer. Yeah, we'll figure it out. There will be a point in time as we're remaking the bot that we'll need to figure out how to hook up to chat and do it in a way that's not going away. I am using Helix a little bit in the original. Is that actually how I'm posting chat currently? Blazorbot. Blazorbot. There you are. Oops, I missed. They've already got the API in place for the replacement. I think it's part of the pub sub. So you will always have to be in pub sub, which kind of takes away all of the client side only functionality. Because in order to hook into pub sub, you need to be authenticated. Which means having client secrets, I believe. I could be wrong. It could only be... maybe there's a way to use public client with PKCE. But we're going to figure it out. That's the point. We're going to get there. We will be faced with that issue. The way that the current bot does chat commands or sends messages back to chat. So like if we talk to automated roams and we say, how has your morning been going so far? And it's going to tell me it's not morning. So when it posts messages back to chat, oh my gosh, we're actually looking at bot code. It's so weird. Yeah. Wait. It's in my Twitch bot hub. Wait, this is specifically Signal R. It's got to be this thing. Post to chat. Here's the message. Yeah, so we're just using Twitch chat client.send message. So if the Twitch chat client somehow, which is, like I said before, Twitch lib, because this isn't mine, right? Yeah, so Twitch lib or Twitch lib. If they provide an update where they keep their API the same and we're still using the same method calls with the same parameters and everything, the only difference will be how we set up the original connection so that we can listen to and post to chat, then that would be awesome. We could use pretty much the same code except for the initial connect, or maybe even the connect works similarly. Also burp from keyboard, but yeah, so Dukesoft came in. Zultra Lord greeted him. The part that is difficult to me is handling the token refresh for the API and PubSub in an automated way. It's actually fairly simple from the experience that I've had with other APIs that I've had to use lately. There is a /refresh endpoint, and you send the original token, or any token essentially, and the refresh token. And then it gives you back a new token. You create a new HTTP client with the new authorization header with the new token, set the expiry yourself, keep track of the expiry yourself. What I do is I usually have, and I don't have it here because I don't do refresh, but we will be doing refresh in the bot remake. What I have is a method for, it's probably a task. I'm pretty sure it's a task. Refresh token if needed. And since I'm tracking the expiry of the token myself, then I just check if token is about to expire within the next 5 minutes. Yeah. So this thing actually does do that. Like this is what GitHub Copilot is suggesting to me. This won't work because expires in is not like changing. Its expiry is greater than or less than or equal to datetime.now minus 5 minutes. Then refresh token process. And then if we get a new token, create a new HTTP client, or in this case, Twitch lib client with the new API key. Or I said API key, but you know what I meant. Jot. But is it UTC now or just now? Yeah. Depends on how you initially track it. Don't worry though. We will get to it. It'll be a thing. It's going to be a thing. We're going to actually do work on this at some point in time. So anyway, we have the structure there. That's what I was trying to get to. I have a solution folder for state management. And for me, state management is client-side concern when I'm talking about state. So I'm talking about when you have your main page open, you have your chat and all of that stuff already posted. Currently in the app, if I navigate away from that page and I come back to it, I lose all of my state. I don't have the channel that I was connected to. I don't have the chat history. Nothing else. I just got nothing. And so maintaining state for me from a client-side concern means that if I leave this page and I come back to it, I still have my chat history. I still have the channels that I'm connected to with their specific roles and responsibilities. Wow, who's the dev of this Blazor app? Bleh. Seriously, it's terrible. But we should be able to use .NET 8 Blazor features to preserve state when we navigate away from the page and come back. instead of my typical approach is create a class that, in this case, it would be chat state or main page state or something that is a singleton for my client side that says maintain the list of messages, for example, in memory. And then when you navigate back, print out the list of messages from memory. Yes, do it. Do it, Zoltra Lord. So shout out for Zoltra Lord. I hear Zoltra Lord is potentially going to be doing a Blazor bot dev on his stream. Insta follow. Bang. Yes. Okay. But seriously, we also need to shout out TBD Gamer, who came and then needed to take his dogs out. Mojo's here. Hello, Mojo. Also, Bird from Keyboard still listening. Zaid is here. Hello, Zaid. Super excited. Super duper excited. Peter's here. Eating. Nom, 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 nom. Tasty. Okay, so let's do something with the bot. Hi here, eating. I'm eating. Would that be pronounced etine? If S-I-G-N is pronounced sign, is E-A-T-I-G-N pronounced etine? Yeah, we do. There are quite a few. You could kind of count game devs that use C# in Unity or the C# with Godot or other things as .NET developers, but there aren't as many .NET application developers as there are game developers on Twitch. And it would be nice to see a lot more app dev. There are a lot though, just not as much. We got, has it been long enough? TBD Gamer, for example. 7 seconds. Dang. All right, we got TBD Gamer, for example, who does app dev. He has 2 projects on his stream. The first one is called Water Drink Water, which is one where you set goals for yourself for how much water you're going to drink in a day, track how much water you're drinking, and see how you match up to your goals. The other one, and it's a community project, works on it on Mondays and Tuesdays, except next week on his birthday. He will be probably working on it a little, I think he said, but mostly playing with his FFmpeg. FRPG. Anyway, his emulator machine that has all of the consoles on it, and he's going to have all of his games. I don't remember what it's called. The only thing my brain can go to is FFmpeg because that's what I've worked with the most. Game console emulator FFmpeg RPG. Retroid is good. I like Retroid. Actually, you know what? I think I have it in my ChatGPT for the win. Wait, did you find it? Napalm? Oh, you didn't actually ask. Games. Emulators. It's called Mr. FPGA. And I should remember it because I keep thinking Pro Golf. Yeah. So he'll be doing that. But anyway, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he streams a second project, which is one that he's treating as more of a professional project that he wants to eventually have it be a real product. So he doesn't open source that. He does open source the first project. He encourages the community to work on it with him, PRs, forking, etc., etc. But his second project is called Liquid Sky, where he is making a project management application that is geared more towards developers and just helps you keep from having a backlog that grows and grows, gets forgot, stale, dies, makes smelly smells, gets duplicated. Yeah. Okay. Will the bot have shout out queue? I do like that BitGaming's bot has that. That's really cool. But I mean, that would be nice. Yes. Yes, it will. It will, because it's in my notes for stream ideas under the bot section. We have a shout out queue. Okay, so it's in my notes. Peter says, to be fair, the emulator is probably using FFmpeg somehow. Everyone is. Yes. Okay, so there was this conversation that was going on that I missed. Growing for sure. The JavaScripters are everywhere. It's a war. I don't want it to be a war. I want it to be cooperative. It's options. You can go watch JavaScript if you want. Gain some knowledge, skills, enjoyment, whatever you get from JavaScript. Get some .NET skills and enjoyment. There's plenty of space. There's room enough for everyone. Everything is included. Everyone is included. War. I will not stand for this. And yep, Zultra Lord. Wait, what are you saying to Zultra Lord? Napalm said documentation is eating my soul. Zultra Lord says as it goes, obviously. Then Napalm responded, and yep, just worse when it's being heavily scrutinized. That's the conversation that I missed. So I have been updating Figma. I had to drop it for 2 days because the build and the release and lots and lots and lots of annoying stuff that was happening because of it. So new person will get to hear all about that in detail and experience it themselves. Winku. But I promise I am doing everything that I can to update the Figma designs and give you documentation. I want you to have all the documentation in an organized way, in a very organized way. I don't know that it's going to happen in 2 weeks, but I'm going to do my very, very bestest. Did you figure out the weird debug thing? I know that we talked about it, but I can't quite remember what it was. Projects being... No, I have not. That's still a thing. I did run the build command. I copied it from the pipeline's output, ran it myself, and it did exactly the same thing. So the one that Peter's talking about, good, now you just have to have it. Now you have a test harness. Yay! I don't know what that means, but yay! What Peter is talking about is, for some reason, there are 4 projects in our solution that always build as debug. And no matter what I do, no matter how I change the settings, how I match them to other projects in the same solution, they will always build as debug, and I cannot figure out how to get that to change. Thankfully, most of our pre-compiler directives are checking for a very specific definition. So we don't have if debug in very many places at all. There was just one place that it existed that I used because I was like, I really only want this to be in debug. And that's how we found out that our release pipeline is trying to build these projects in debug. But we have a custom or yeah, I guess I'll call it a custom variable or a custom definition that is there for both our debug environment and our CI build, our internal, what the app would look like in release, but with all of the custom debug UI stuff. We could let TypeScript be the survivors. What? Welcome back, TBD. Okay, I'm gonna move this back over her. Nope, wait. Just the bot. Go over her. And like the unlimited time thing would be great for being able to clean up the repo. MATLAB. R. Only R. Everything must be written in R. Or white space. White space would be good. Why is this? Oh, because I was showing the placeholder. Oh, right. The last thing is being able to inject stuff into the text gen. So. So, for those of you that can't see the screen, I just told the bot to make sure to remind everyone that I'm not going to be streaming for 2 weeks starting Monday, and it responded, "All right, I'll remind everyone that you'll be away for 2 weeks starting Monday. I'll make sure to keep the chat active and fun in your absence." I didn't give you permission to stay running. Although, you know what? I do typically leave the LLM on unless I restart that computer or need the resources, which happens on occasion with 3 or 4 different Visual Studio instances open and a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, if you do happen to pop into the chat, you could start talking with Automated Realms, and I'm sure it would respond to you still. Thank you, non-bot bot. This bot is the best. This one right here. When run and maintain becomes sentient. So Peter is asking Automated Realms, where do I hide my cache? I don't want obvious locations, please. Well, you could hide it in a secret compartment in your wall or in a fake book. Those are obvious places. Just make sure it's not too obvious and keep it somewhere safe. Yeah, just use a safe and let it be obvious, but hard to get into. And move. Yes, DVD gamer. Wait, cache? Who even uses that? Where can I go to read up on financial crimes? You can check out the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network website for information. Is that a real thing? FineCen website. It's a real thing. It gave you an honest answer, like a truthful answer is what I meant to say. What are you, 80? Oh man. As a familiar, I'm not developer with the term cash. As a developer, I'm not familiar with the term cash. Yeah. But there you go. There is a financial crimes enforcement network where you can read up on financial crimes. Peter says, you'll have no idea. Y'all have no idea how paranoid I can be. What if your phone dies one day and your credit card is lost? What then? I have my credit card number memorized. Especially foreign travel. Yeah, we're learning financial crime now. Thanks to Peter. That's the direction he wanted the conversation to go, so that's where we're going. Travel, that's outside, right? Exactly, TBD. Oh my goodness. You are asking all the right questions. How many instances of Visual Studio do I have open? Yeah, save it. Sure, why not? DFlux! Hello, DFlux. DFlux says to Peter, live stream it on Twitch so we can watch. Snapple says, it's a victimless crime. That's what I tell myself. The big companies, they just write it off. Exactly. Like just about anything to do with corporate companies, including paying their employees. Yeah, there's financial crimes going on in there. Okay. All right. You win. I'm going to be using this bot as the sample so that I'm not completely lost in what I'm doing, because I already had to do a lot of research on how to set things up for the original bot that I don't want to have to redo that research. But I also do kind of want to do it a little bit from scratch, because I just threw it together so that I would have a bot for the stream. And now I am trying to put it in make it in a way that is available for other people to see and use. What is going on, Do So? Hello, Do So. Apparently, people who don't use cash and don't like going outside. Oh, so like Peter said, major flaw in that idea. Streaming? Who does that? And TBD Gamer said, apparently people who don't use cash and don't like going outside. It's the truth. Like walking to the mailbox is hard enough. I do drive to Taco Bell to pick up the food when I order Taco Bell, because it's fresher. I don't know. Oh dear, I knew that was going to be a thing. So one thing about the warranty that I told them, oh my gosh. Anyway, we'll get there. I'm going to focus on the bot. I'm on break. I'm on a break. Fine Man should link to the financial crimes website. Hashtag idea. It's my compliance, brother. Snabble said, what instead if we had a society without money and we had 5-year plans where the grand leaders allocate the resources of a country in the most efficient way? That's one approach. It's not really a topic that I am familiar with or interested in talking about. So if you do want to have that conversation, you can keep having it in chat, but I might ignore it. I'm not interested in that stuff. DFlux will always be happy to join you in those types of conversations. But like I said, I'll just skip those. We were on a break. TBD said to DFlux, do you just go in the waiting room? He's in the waiting room? In the waiting room. Where is Discord? There he is. Okay, do you just go in the waiting room automatically? Do you actually have things to say today? So he said yes, but I'm assuming it was to the first question. You can be snarky, you're allowed. You're allowed to be who you are. I'm allowed to ignore messages if I don't feel like discussing those topics. Dukasoft. You're so good at this, Dukasoft. You're amazing. So Dukasoft had already, my non-bot bot had already updated Discord to let people know that I won't be streaming for 2 weeks. Because I told Automated Realms to let people know that I won't be. And Automated Realms won't say anything unless you speak to it first. Okay, get to work, he says. So to work means adding in some functionality. So one of the things I know that I'm going to want to use in the server is TwitchLib. Wait, what? Who's Dukabot? Dukabot's the best non-bot bot? The best non-bot bots bot. Did I say that right? Best non-bot bots bot. Yes, the best non-bots bot bots bot. That's really hard to say. Ooh, almost empty. And I'm being told to drink water, but guess what? I came prepared today. Second bottle. So 2 weeks mini vacation between positions. Negative, Ghostwriter. I am going to double down on writing documentation and cleanup and hopefully be able to knowledge share with the rest of the team during that time. And so I want to have pretty much the entire day free aside from the 1 hour that I spend doing exercise and hygiene. Snobble said to DFlux, one of the funniest political jokes, in my honest opinion, is, and then the joke. And DFlux said, very funny. Duso says, very nice. And I say, very yes. Okay, so I know that, or I don't know, but most likely, I have a feeling we will want to use TwitchLib, because what easier way is there to connect to Twitch and subscribe to events than using TwitchLib? The answer is doing it manually. So how about we try that? He says confidently like he's going to actually be able to do anything like that. Twitch API, which is going away, right? So was one of the links that you provided, Sultra Lord, one that says that the Twitch API is going away? No, they're removing the IRC, not the API. So maybe the API is still going to be there. Maybe. And Big Gamey is here. Hello, Big Gamey. Shout out. to BitGamey. BitGamey is a game developer working on a game called Homeward Hound. He streams typically on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. On Fridays, he works on a derail stream on a zombie game. So another dual project streamer. But tons of fun on his stream, lots of interaction, and he's just an amazing person to hang out with. So definitely check him out. If you haven't already been on his stream, I highly, highly recommend him as a very, very cool, fun, enjoyable streamer. I've said that without saying I think. Overview. Let's go to overview. So one thing that we know that we need is the ability to post chats. Actually, let's write this down. Figma, you there, since you're already here. Let's just write down a few things that we need for the Twitch bot. Hey, it did not completely, oh yeah, it did. So this is actually going to be for the Twitch bot. I just needed a place to write it down so that you guys can see. One thing that we needed to be able to do is post to chat. Read and post chat. Another one is to receive notifications when redemptions happen. Another thing that's going to be easy, this is the easier one, which is to process commands. And I say that that's easy because I don't know, it feels like more back-end work. All of the other stuff is back-end because we need to do server to server or server to API, and even client to API communications. But at the same time, it's still very bleh. It's stuff that I'm not very interested in. I just don't like it. But writing the command processor, that sounds like a lot of fun. Diso says, I've been caught up in watching the Primogen making Twitch plays ASCII Doom. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, that does sound pretty awesome. Wonder if my bot will break. Yeah, like mine is definitely going to break if they're getting rid of IRC. Or I don't know, actually. Again, I'm using TwitchLib. And whatever TwitchLib is doing behind the scenes as far as receiving messages, then that's what I'm doing. The thing that you get for free with TwitchLib are the models for the messages themselves. The connection is easy to set up because all you do is you provide your credentials, your client ID, your API key or client secret if needed, all of that stuff. What else am I missing? Oh, LLM stuff. I want to add Discord, automated posts and stuff. So this is from to Twitch, and this one is Discord. So it's kind of related. We may as well put on here the one that Dukasoft just gave us, which is the one of the commands being a shout out queue. With you. Is there a link to the source for the Twitch IRC depreciation? Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking for because I do want to know when and what the wait, why does this say legacy pub sub deprecation? It sounds like the only thing that is getting deprecated is pub sub. Oh, wait. Here, it'll probably be in chat and chat bots. Oh, Oh. This was last year. Okay. January of last year at that. Holy cow. And it was closed on April 13th. Okay, so I split the discussion regarding bot detection into a new topic. Okay. If anyone has further legacy chatters endpoint. New topic in API category. Okay, so this has to do with legacy chatters endpoint. So chatters endpoint is if your application only relies on get chatters, which looks, oh my gosh, I can click, which looks like this, Twitch Helix chatters. No, I don't do anything that's like this. Yeah, no. Anyway, then that some developers may be using for their Twitch integrations to retrieve a list of users present in a channel. So we don't do this at all. Like I said, you guys are, the only thing that I do is echo chat. And if ever I am going to add anything to do with storing chat history into a database or anything like that, I would make sure to ask your permission first. It's an opt-in only kind of thing. Yeah, but I'm not doing that. So yeah, just letting you know that I would never do that to you. If your application only relies on get chatters, then this. Wait, what? If your application only relies on get chatters, then this announcement does not apply. The legacy and unsupported chatters endpoint that begins with tmi.twitch.tv is the resource that will be shut down. I don't know if that's what we are using at all. Diso said to Peter, yeah, it's crazy his streaming. They were talking about the Primogen. It's impressive how he approaches optimization. I could maybe hack up something very unoptimized, but he has approaches to improve performance. Peter talking about the Primogen. Then Duso responded to that saying, yeah, it's crazy. His stream has me thinking about my career a bit as of late. I've started the Harvard CS50 YouTube course to get a better idea about CS concepts. And then Peter says, I'm content doing business apps, ops stuff forever. But yeah, it does seem like a different skill set than he has. Plus also has my skill set that he has. Plus me. Like to optimize a business app, fix the DB queries, data access, always, to optimize Doom, completely different skill set. Yeah, definitely. And then Duso responded, yeah, I'm a boot grad and work in the FE. In the Fe, like Santa Fe? I don't know what the Fe is. And I enjoy it. FE to me is fundamentals in engineering. And you can get an FE certification for the state that you're in. Oh, front end. Oh my gosh. Ignore me. Thank you for clarifying. But feel a bit behind. My optimization is only based on best practices posed by the framework's devs. Why is this a bad thing? Like, are you working on an application, or do you plan to work on an application that requires you to have the most optimized thing, otherwise you're going to lose customers. Anyway, yes, you absolutely can. So I'm pulling you into the channel, into the chat channel, voice channel. Now.
Hey, test.
I tested, and you sound good.
Excellent. And
Do we have to listen?
Well played. Well played, Duca. Pure Duca Soft. I will never forget. Pure Duca Soft. Just short for Puka Soft, yo. It's a joke. But it's pure. So it sounds nice. Yeah. Welcome. I'm here 30 minutes. That's what I'm cutting myself off. 1 p.m. Central. I'm out.
Because he said that he's ready to go into the room. You didn't say anything about wanting to be in the room, DFlux. There isn't a queue. Do you want to be pulled into the room, DFlux?
I did kind of muscle past him. I saw him waiting in line, and I was like, nope, not
there
for
is
me.
no line. There's a. I said at the beginning of the stream, if you want to be in the channel, then let me know, and I'll pull you in. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Peter.
Welcome, DFlux.
Hey, rock and roll. Look at that. I made it in. I made it.
Yes, definitely. So explicitly tell me when you want to come into the room. I'll say it that way.
Well, no, I was you were working away on something, and so I just hanged out.
Yeah, and I will be.
I figured you'd check Discord or every now and again or whatever.
Well, I had my bot on top of it.
Nice.
Ugh.
All right, I'm reading chat. Isn't anything inherently bad with not knowing that the understanding, be able to move into different aspects would be nice? Fair enough. And he is working for, or he did work for the best employer in the country. What's up, Duke? I'm calling you Duca. You're Duca. What's up, DFlux?
Is it acid DFlux that leads to Pukasoft? Ask him for a friend.
Yeah.
You're pure DFlux.
Yeah. I think I'm pure. Yeah, indeed, correct. No, I was say, who worked for the best employer ever? Who's worked for that company?
I will be soon.
Primogen.
Oh, you will be
Primogen.
Oh,
okay. Who is currently the Primogen 2.1K viewers work for Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to work for hell. That's hell. I don't want to work for Netflix. Jesus.
Well, I mean, okay, I'll allow that.
I have a rule against working for employers, the companies I know the name of.
You don't. Okay. I'll allow it. That was a miss. Bit gaming. So, you missed.
Yeah. You hit it.
Am I behind? I am behind.
Oh, that was a hit right there. That was a hit.
Great.
Well, no, the reason that I knew that he hit it was because I could hear the sound. So it's not synced up to when it actually hits target.
Oh, I'm a disadvantage. That's on the string.
What else was Duso saying? Oh yeah, if you're a front end developer. Sorry, I'm shouting. If you're a front end developer, get into back end. Just do tasks for the back end if they ever allow you to touch the code. That's the best way to get in.
LiveCoding, if you could actually say that again, but this time actually shout, then we can have a comparison.
I'll just be loud. That was loud.
That was not very loud.
I'm trying to limit the loudness.
I'll just put a compressor on the Discord output and we'll be fine.
But it's at 30%. It'll be for the best.
Or limiter.
Whispers in the background. Actually, we won't be whisper. We'll be shouting in the background. It's just no one can hear us. Be perfect. They would allow me when the back end, but not sure if I want to get into Java. Honestly, do so. I think everything's really similar nowadays.
Oops.
Like, it's a lot of really similar frameworks, especially Java and .NET. Really similar frameworks. There's no Blazor, but like, if you want to know how to make an API to return a JSON object, like, I think it's the same. It's not the same.
It's
close.
I would say play to your strengths is what I would generally say to people. It doesn't matter if it's .NET or whatever they're doing. So for me, I am a .NET person. I've learned .NET, and so I'm going to hunt down an employer that appreciates my talent, rather than trying to like go to an employer that says, "Hey, can you write Rust?" I'm like, "Well, I could, right? I could. There's nothing stopping me. It's pretty similar in some ways. But I don't think that really plays to my strengths. You know,
Yeah.
if they're willing to pay me the same amount of money as if they were paying, I don't know actually, because then there might be a knock-on effect with like now I'm spending half my time developing skills that I have got really good, talent with, and now I'm spending half of that now doing Rust, which may not actually turn out. It depends. It's a risk. It's a gamble. I would say
There you
play
go.
your strengths.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I'm trying to think for myself. What am I adopting at work that's new? Hey, you know what I learned this week? And it
What
took
did you learn
a
this
long
week?
time. There are no less than 3 firewalls in Ubuntu. And the
There
one
are no
we had
less than
set,
3 firewalls?
no, I'm not going to rule out more than 3, but there was IP tables, which is old. It's fine. There's UFW, which the U stands for Ubuntu, whatever. It's very user-friendly, simple. And then there's NF tables. And you know which one we had set? NF tables. I had to ask someone for help and find it. And that took a while.
I was going to say, whenever I work with Ubuntu, I always have to go and install a firewall. So I think for me, it's 4 because I didn't use the first 3 that are already there. Apparently, I just installed my own one
Nice.
and used
Yeah,
that.
it was a base image that was secure baseline. I don't want to talk about it, but secure
Yeah.
baseline image had the firewall set by default.
If you want to talk about new stuff, I did try that the project that has Blazor, .NET Aspire. I tried .NET
Aspire, oh,
Aspire. Yeah, I gave that a spin. I loaded it up, and then I did a publish. But I ran into an issue with permissions because on the place where I was going to push it to was like a developer like subscription that we have in Azure, but I don't have owner permission on it. I only have like the step down from that, which is
Contributor.
contributor. Yes, I have contributor access, and so I guess one of the bicep scripts requires the owner permission, and so I was
Crazy.
like, well, I don't think that would even work in production if I need something that has that permission,
Yeah, you shouldn't need owner. I think we have some scripts that require some like Active Directory or whatever, Azure AD. That requires extra permissions that we don't usually have, so that's good that we have that tied up. But yeah, contributors should be enough to make new stuff. Right?
Right.
Do so saying more things.
I think it did create some sort of like it wasn't some user error or something. Like it was like maybe I was trying to create a user for Excel to, I don't know what I was doing. Biceps.
Excellent.
Maybe I should grab the bicep script and have it up to explain what it's doing.
But it's just sadness. That's just Azure Cloud sadness. And there's an Amazon version of it. It's just sadness. All these permissions you have to lock down.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
also, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I got nothing.
I was about to say I also did AWS. So I spent a little bit of time last Sunday, I think it was, maybe, with Moonyak, who had an interview coming up, and in the interview they mentioned in the job application they use AWS and serverless stuff, and so Moonyak was like, "Hey, do you know anything about that?" And I said, "Not really, but hey, you want to learn? Because I might want to learn that a little bit." So we opened up an AWS subscription. We opened up some code. We created a Lambda application, and we created some HTTP endpoints. We created a database, and then we did like basic CRUD with the database in about a 4-hour. I think it was some one-on-one. We knocked it out, and so I learned a bunch. He learned a bunch. So I did. That was pretty cool to do, just to learn.
By the way, I do see you 1-1 just flinging those arrows, just flinging them straight up.
It was weird because like BitGamey redeemed his right before I redeemed mine. So I was trying to shoot, and I'm like, why is BitGamey shooting?
Nice. No cutting a line. All right. Duso did actually say something. Luckily, the organization I'm in has a lot of opportunities to learn. Working in Angular, I have a mobile app in Ionic. I'm sorry. I worked on Ionic briefly. That I'll be working in soon. Sorry. An iOS app that we may have to support and all that. has a Java Spring backend. Well, I will tell you, with that variety of stuff, there's a lot of companies that just have these Ionic type apps.
You're
And yeah,
vicious live
it's
coding.
dude, I worked in Ionic. It was the most flaky garbo, and then it also was hard to deploy. I bought a dumb $80 Android device, like those dumb Amazon
Mhm.
Fires, so I could
Yeah,
actually test it. Like, it's the worst, man. Super. I'm sorry. Enjoy. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah,
It's just a visceral reaction. That's all. I would hate any mobile dev, to be honest. I think I could survive in like iOS only. Some of my friends are iOS only devs, and they do very well. But like mental sanity wise, I don't think I could do cross-platform mobile and maintain sanity.
Speaking of, Irish John had that thing on his stream where he was like, he wants to make this mobile product, and I'm like, try Maui, because you can do all that stuff. And then I threw the thing together in a Maui project and built it, ran it on Android, ran it on Windows. It was fast. It was easy. Maui.
Is Maui getting abandoned? Be honest.
I have no idea, honestly. I haven't been using it or following it.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if I don't think they are going to, just because. So here's one of the things that I learned about Blazor that I didn't actually know, which was that the team that works at Blazor at Microsoft is actually a really small team. So I think previously what may have happened with like projects is they hire a ton of people on, they're hiring testers, they hired in all this sort of people, and then it becomes this like big like 100-person mission, which costs Microsoft a lot of money. Then Microsoft's like, well, this isn't actually making sense for us. We're going to stop doing that. As opposed to what I think they're doing with Blazor and Maui, which is I think both of those teams actually have quite small teams, and so it doesn't cost them a lot of money. And so consequently, I don't think they're going to be. There's no incentive. There's no real buy. They don't gain much from canceling the project. Put it that way. So that was kind of cool to know that they don't have a ton of people because they're not doing a ton of things. You know, because there's a lot of people out there saying, well, why doesn't Maui do this? Why doesn't Maui do that? Why don't we add this? Why don't we take that? It's like, well, do you get that it's just a small team of people that are just like building a really cool piece of tech, and they're just building it to a standard, you know what I mean? As opposed to trying to add all these other things. So having said all that, if they do cancel something, like let's say they focus up, I think they may stop supporting like the XML version of Maui in favor of the Blazor version of Maui. Because I think the Blazor version of Maui is just more flexible and more people are learning Blazor than are learning Maui.
I mean, possibly, but they still have WPF. So if they're still going to support WPF, then they really don't have very much work to do to continue supporting XAML.
Well, there's XAML and there's XAML. Man, what a
the hard part is having those stubs for, you know, platform specific components. So that sounds like it's really hard to maintain, where you have one stub and then based on what it's running on, that's the actual control you get.
Right. Because I was thinking of doing like a Maui app and then like mixing them, so like the menu buttons and everything are part of like the default XML Maui, because that will change whether it's iOS, whether it's Android, and it will look different. And then have my Blaze app sort of sit aside it. And I was playing around with that. I didn't get too far with it, but I was playing around with it because I thought it'd be interesting to try. But there is still like, you know, it's one of those things where there's still a lot of it's what is frustrating to see is like if you open up Word or Excel or something like that, and you can see they've clearly built out these features for other things. Why don't I see those features in Maui? You know what I mean? Because that's like something as simple as what you were playing with online with like the bar along the top.
Yeah.
Right.
Getting that thing to color.
Well, yeah, get the thing to color, but even just like if you go open up Edge, you can see you can actually put the URL bar in the same area as the minimize the this kind of thing, and like all that kind of stuff. Those kind of features, like why can't we just have those by default in Maui? Why do we got to like sort of hack our way in there?
But I think if you use Shell, you have a lot more control over the non-client area. So I can't
Is
explain
this,
it well because I don't
knowledge
have
from your
enough.
last project?
Yeah. I was like, I can't
Okay,
really
you
explain it
remember.
well enough because I don't know it good enough. But with a WPF app that uses just your regular WPF main window, first app and then main window, you have to use either Windows Chrome, or if you happen to be only targeting Windows 11 or Windows 10 version 1806, whatever it is, on, then you can use the Windows API to customize the title bar and add elements in there and have the content extend into the title bar. But Maui, you can change the main starting window to a shell, app shell, instead of main window. And
in the app shell, you can then
customize.
extend into the title bar,
Yeah.
like you said in
Yeah.
WPF. Okay. Yeah, I
So
have
I'll
to
create a
revisit.
new-
Ironically, I was Googling and I tried, like, so I was starting to research. I was looking, this is like a couple months ago now, but I was looking into it and I was like, okay, how do we learn a little bit? So I started putting things to the Google machine, and then obviously your articles showed up, and then your YouTube video showed up. In
They
like the
did?
top,
That's not good.
yeah.
Oh no.
to which you, to which I, yeah. If you put enough
Oh
in about Maui
no.
Blazor, title bar,
Oh no.
I think that Q&A right there is yours. Is it? No, there's a Microsoft question that you had posted or answer that you had posted.
Yep. This could be it.
Is it like that top one? I want to see. I think it is.
Yep.
I think that is. I think that was yours. Yep. There it is. You're the number one result.
Oh no.
Congratulations. Well,
You're gonna, yeah. They're gonna have an interview. You're gonna show up, and they're just gonna have a printout of this page, and it will be weird that there's a printout. You're gonna be like, "Why'd you print it out? Why didn't you just tell me?"
We don't need to print the internet.
Yeah, we don't need to print, and they're like, "Look, this is who we are."
We don't need
You're
to.
not.
yeah, and then the second result is you with the live coding with the streams.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're a world expert in this topic, given
Oh,
that no one
no.
else has attempted anything.
Global expert.
Oh, do you have a print the internet button?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
We don't need.
You guys
Okay.
won't hear it though.
Back in just a minute. I'm gonna refill my glass here so I can keep talking. 1 second.
It's been viewed 1,000 times. This is not good.
You don't like the fact that it's. Oh, they're comments. You have to
there are
read your
2 comments. I do, and I respond to them
Okay.
immediately.
Oh, you did reply to both.
Yeah. I just. Oh my gosh, this is not good.
Oh.
Like, none of these videos are successful at doing this in a good way. Because even when I got the title bar to follow whatever app theme that I wanted and I could color it myself, there was still the issue of like the gutters for being able to resize the window become like 1 pixel wide. So it introduces a bug where you can't really horizontally resize the window.
Did you do my hack, which was to put like a short, like put it in a container basically, like
And I
and
did
have it
try
visible and have a weird extra border, but it okay.
that. Yep. The hardest one was getting the underlying WPF window to be transparent so that it would do that.
Ooh.
It just didn't work.
My thing is like the bar along the top is kind of chunky, and so I don't want it. I would like to get rid of it if I could. And just have like a little, like I can just simply recreate the little close, maximize and minimize buttons in some CSS and just shove that at the top of my main layout.
But that won't scale to the next OS. You're talking to 2 Microsoft Access developers.
Yeah,
We
seriously.
know that if you use the native OS controls, they will look native in every OS you use, and that will be very different things as those OSs change. So,
Out of the things that do change, I don't know. I feel like the close, the square, and the line have been pretty. Like I'm looking at Discord, I'm looking at Edge. I've got the Windows open.
So Windows has minimize, maximize, and close.
Yeah.
Or minimize, restore.
I guess. But even if I did, I still would like not to do that. Then if I would just use like the generic whatever the Maui default is for whatever that is, I would still just want it to be just in the top right and that's it, and leave the rest to me. You know what I mean? Rather than having the thick bar along the top. Or at least make the bar really skinny, like they do in like Outlook. In Outlook, you have access to all of it. Other than
You know what? You're right. Microsoft themselves, especially Office, like completely blew up all those rules about how a window should look. Anyway, keep going.
Agreed.
Because I actually like the way that like Word has it, where they have like a little bit of information on the left hand side, and they have a big search box in the middle, and on the right hand side they have like the user information, and then like the minimize, the maximize, close. That to me is like a really nice template. I like the feel of that. It looks good. I often have, anytime I do UI, there's always like something you're willing to search up, like a table or a view or something, and so there's always something to put up there. And so I would like to be able to mimic that and do that in Maui, but you can't.
Can you? It's a crowded room, but can you one more?
Can I one more?
Can you? You know, I'm efficient. I don't use all the words that would make up a sentence.
Yeah,
I couldn't fill it in though. I'm
completely
good at intuiting, but this time what is one more?
One more person to the stream call. I
One
think
more
I've delayed
person.
it first.
Where?
Thindal says
Tyndall,
in the hang.
are you actually ready to come into the room? Did he?
I think Thindal should wait for 20 minutes like I did.
Let me leave the call, and then you let me in before you let Thindal in. And then,
yes, absolutely. Okay, so he's ready. Absolutely. Real quick, just so that this doesn't fall too far away, TBD Gamer was responding to the Ionic stuff. Ionic are also quite pushy on their enterprise solutions. They put a lot behind the paywall. Shows as well.
All right.
Yeah.
I have one thing to clear the air. I'm sorry, Duzo the Dolphin, for dumping on Ionic. I wish you the best of luck. It was over 6 years ago. I wish you the best of luck. I personally hate all aspects of mobile development. And that is certainly a career choice you should think about. Like if you want to be a mobile focused person, or an every man, do everything, whatever. But just there will be plenty of work on the mobile side for the rest of your life, probably. All right. That's all I had. Trying to end positive.
I don't even know what Ionic is. Also, hi guys.
Bye.
Ionic framework.
Everyone gets quiet about Ionic because we don't want to talk about Ionic. I'm
trying to stay nice.
I've heard of it. I've never done anything with it. Maybe live coding. You'll do a stream and we'll just spend the whole stream, you and I, doing live coding. How's that? Doing Ionic. Does that sound like a good plan?
Oh, that sounds awful. See, I can't even pretend.
It says I already. It says you can. It's like a sub pack for Vue or React. Is that what it basically is?
Can't say something nice. Don't say anything at all. I like that.
It's
You are right.
Phraseology.
It was like a Bambi movie quote that I butchered. Anyway, I will also say, by the way, forced PTO is fine to me. I like taking off work, but I will also
I'm taking
say
off stream PTO from the stream.
Okay. Oh, PTO. Yeah. Okay.
That's the only 2 weeks you're allowed, by the way, online. It's not
First
fucking
try?
Europe. You better come back afterwards.
Well, what they do is they generally like dock your last paycheck, because I was usually in the red heavily on PTO. And I was so far in the red at one consulting company, which I will not name, that they actually just forgave the debt because it was like nearly 80 hours of 80 hours negative PTO. So anyway, it was amazing. I did amazing work there, and apparently took a lot of vacation days.
Yeah, I don't actually know the practice where like I guess I don't know. My understanding is you can have unpaid PTO.
Yeah, they have.
There's a law in Colorado that specifically says that if a company offers PTO, they must pay the remaining balance.
Yeah. My company is infinite in theory.
To get
but they don't pay.
negative PTO. I'm saying.
Yeah.
My thing is, as far as I know, I would go to 0 PTO and then I would take unpaid days.
Oh, no, the way they did it, they just had a column that went negative. So they would say, you know, you earned 3 hours of PTO this week and you took, or, you know, your
Your
balance
remaining
is now
balance is negative.
47.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we have the
And
same
no one-
system over here.
okay.
We
Yeah.
call it flex time, or
Yeah,
flexible
flex time.
time.
Yeah, it's still called flex
Yeah.
time here. I forgot that term.
Yep.
Work an hour later one day and take off an hour earlier another. And you can go negative, but there's usually a limit. Like, I think the most usual is 16 hours or so.
Hmm.
You can be negative.
Has anyone ever
Okay.
done a week work schedule, like a half day Friday, 9s and 4? I'm in Houston.
549. Yeah. That's what we called it. 549. First week you do 5 days, 4 days at 9 hours. Second week you do, and then the last day 8 hours, and then the second week you do 4 days of 9. I don't remember. And then
You get a day
every
off.
other Friday
That's
off.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This mostly sounds complicated.
Yeah, it was
Well, when
complicated, but
it's-
once you do it, it's easy.
When it involves not showing up to work, I think we'll put up with the complication.
I
Wait,
was gonna say,
so I
know
just-
people-
I would like to go.
Can't go.
As I say, I would like to go back to doing 10-hour days. That would be nice. Just every day, you get up, you work a little bit, and then you do 4 days of work, and then you have the rest of the week off.
9 to 14.
He's serious, I
And
think.
3 days a week.
Dang. Nice. Good work.
That sounds
I do
awesome.
4:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. 5 days a week with breaks in the middle and streaming.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
many hours.
It was really cool when I did have a job where I was working about it was like
Retail's
10
good.
to 11 hours a day, and it was cool because we were the first people to show up there, and so we would show up, and there was actually a house that they had renovated into a mini laboratory as they built the actual laboratory next door. So we had like the place had like purchased some property, and on the property there was already a house. And so when I joined, they were like literally we're still in the process of building a lab, and so you'll work in the house until the lab gets done. And so I would like show up, and we had like a full kitchen, and so I would cook breakfast.
Sounds like a weed grow operation. That's what it sounds
Yeah, I was thinking, Breaking Bad when they're doing that
Yeah.
fumigation, Just let's throw up a lab in someone's home for a couple of days.
Meth lab. No, it was a legitimate job.
I didn't want to say the M word. I
Oh, you
felt that
can.
might be.
I mean,
I
like,
was thinking,
I would
I know,
prefer the
Twitch.
stream to be pretty friendly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that
I was
shirt
thinking
you're wearing,
Twitch,
Lion,
they hear a word and they're like, banhammer.
Oh, yeah.
if you are,
So please
I
be
don't know if it's
mindful of that.
job. I don't know if they're gonna have you come on site for like the first day to like sign the paperwork or anything like that. But you should definitely wear that shirt on your first day.
Oh, yeah. So the whole reason I wear these shirts is to be ironic.
Yeah.
I like irony a lot.
It's a good
But
shirt.
they're funny.
Yeah.
I have many.
I'm jealous. I don't have anywhere as near as interesting wardrobe that you have when it comes to selection of ironic shirts. I gotta build up my selection. Speaking of building up things, I've been applying for jobs. I've been applying for it. I actually put a profile picture on my LinkedIn. Like I did some actual like cleaning of
serious.
cleaning
Now
up
we gotta
of like
clean.
the. You can try. I don't know if you can find me. You can try.
I doubt it, but I can try.
Yeah. But anyway, but it hasn't worked yet. I still. I guess I applied for a couple jobs after doing that. But I get denied left, right, and center. The remote section of LinkedIn is very competitive. Like if I go to like search on my
remote
location,
work or
like fully remote positions.
Oh,
Yeah, like remote.
okay.
As opposed to like hybrid or something like this.
Right.
Or obviously in person. But so like I go to like the in-person like thing in my area and I filter and it's like there'll be not that many jobs because I don't live in like a massive booming area, but I'll see them and I'll click on one and LinkedIn if you give them $10, they'll tell you statistics about who else has applied. and there'll be like 10 applicants total. Then I go to the
Really?
remote one for the exact same style of work, and there'll be like 300 applicants for the same job.
Yep.
And so like it's very difficult to stand out amongst 300 applicants than it is to stand out amongst 10.
Yeah. And my feeling about remote opportunities on LinkedIn is that a ton of them are more or less scams.
I think every job board, just since the beginning of time, you just expect. I hate applying, so I haven't encountered many, but I just feel like everything since the beginning of time. And even if it's not a scam, it might be like contracting company recruiter who just wants to get your resume, like.
Yeah. And they're just they're just spamming everything. Like, I have a great opportunity, and then if you contact them, it's like, yeah, I'll start looking for you.
Yep.
And it's.
I mean, there is. I watched a clip. This was in Canada, and it was an individual whom was hired, and this individual's job was to help the government find good companies to fill government contracts. So his job wasn't to do the contract. His job wasn't to like sourcing the actual skill. His job was simply to find a company to go source the contract with. And he was in front of like and this guy's like an individual. He's not like a company. He's just a guy that does this. And
it sounds like
the financial
government work.
Yeah, he got paid 2,500 Canadian dollars an hour, so about 2,000 US an hour, to tell them to go look at a company, which I think was brilliant. I would love that job. Imagine getting paid $2,000 an hour, 40 hours a week, $5 million a year.
Is that good?
To just say, hey, maybe that company, maybe they have someone.
Yeah, that's nice.
So this
We were
is a
talking
link
about,
that
working
DFlux
short
shared.
days before. You could do, half a day per month.
Right.
This is a link that Duso
What's it
shared
say?
about scams and stuff that was posted in his community. The end. I've seen stuff where they're like, doing deep fakes and all of that stuff for remote interviews. But what's the point? I don't get the point.
I feel like, I'm not sure if you've heard that story, but this is about a guy who started outsourcing his own job to India. Feels like that would be way easier with fully remote work,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a
There were a lot
task.
of
I'll just let someone else do it, and I'll have 3 jobs, of which I do none.
Yeah, the most famous one on Hacker News was someone claimed to have 4 high-paying jobs, and they just did the minimum. Anyway, that's you never know what's real. I will also say I'm trying to be kind to the overemployment people, but they feel like they're stealing. Feels like they're stealing to me. But I will also say, like, if you have a job and you do moonlighting, it's okay. But if you have a job and then you have a second job,
to say about lying about what hours you're working. This is all funny words to say.
See, that's where it gets weird. What does it mean to get a position at a company? Some people,
like
if you're an
the contract I
executive,
signed, the at-will terms I signed was 40 hours a week.
yeah,
So
then they're definitely lying.
Right, exactly.
Are
Which
they
I think
stealing when they're doing 2
Exactly, yeah,
jobs,
that's what I was
or are they being used by 2 different companies because they're not being paid enough to live?
Well, they were American, and it was disgusting, the numbers I saw. So, in a high disgusting way. Anyway,
What were you looking at there, Wade?
I'm always and I'm trying to be kind, because like if you get a job and then you do moonlighting, is that unethical or whatever? Is that wrong? No.
Just say what it is. Say, I don't know these terms. Say what they're doing. I don't know what it means.
Moonlighting is where.
Go ahead. Oh, moonlighting is where you are doing work for a separate client on your own time in the evening hours. So it's called moonlighting because you're doing extra work at night.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, if it's on your own time, you can do what the hell you want on your own time.
Yeah. And that's what he was
I
saying.
think reasonably, a workaholic in their mid-20s, like someone that's sort of working really hard, can do two
Ageist.
40-hour jobs in a week, 80 hours.
Yes.
Maybe. And if they're really productive,
Umberto,
they
who's in
can
his
get free.
40s, can do that.
When you said like
Basically.
stealing, you meant someone doing two jobs at once at the same time.
Well, yeah, no,
Let's
I
say
mean to
4.
say, like,
Yeah.
Let's say 4
overlapping
jobs.
hours. Overlapping
Yeah,
hours.
no, that's not okay.
no, I was gonna say, I
Anyway,
don't think you can overlap
definitely not
hours,
okay.
but you can certainly like realistically do. I'm not saying you couldn't do it in your 40s, but I'm saying it like someone in their 20s might be well advised to do it, as opposed to someone in their 40s who may have a better work-life balance at that stage in their life. Right, like I would say if a kid came to me and said I work two 40-hour jobs, I would say go get it. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's something. I don't think that's something you necessarily want to encourage people to be doing in their lives. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's healthy to
I
work.
want to
80
encourage
hours a
people
week
to do the
every
thing
week.
that gives them fulfillment.
What if they like it? All right.
Yeah.
I got to give my stand up. I got to give my
Oh,
stand
yes.
up update.
Yes.
and go.
Please do.
All right. So this week I became a master of all things Linux, and I both hope and encourage you to ask me any questions about Linux whatsoever, or the BSDs, the free BSD. Sure, ask me. I'll know the answer to any question now. So that's all I have. No block.
I have a Linux question for you.
He was giving his stand up. You don't ask questions during people's stand up.
Is that a rule? Is that you can't do that?
That's a rule. You say, "Can we talk after stand up?"
That's right. Well, he's done that too. Is that stuff? He didn't like that rule breaking.
No, I'm a 1. And well, I mean, it could be 6-ish to not like the structure being broken, but yes, there's a right way to do it. That's my standpoint. Anyway, so that was his stand-up. We missed some Brother Duso comments. Say again?
TBD Gamer wants to know if DFlux streams were being terrible again.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's never terrible.
Rule breaking. Yeah. Now, I feel like I get a lot of unfair flack from TBD.
I don't know that it's unfair.
I was gonna say because I think TBD sometimes hangs out on those streams where I'm like not so
exactly.
But usually I like to think I'm pretty straightforward here, right? And then one line goes, I don't think so. No, you're.
Well, I mean, he's observed you in Sedalix's stream probably mostly.
Yeah, I broke the rules. I'm sorry.
So Duso is saying I've had those professional interviewees where you'll get an awesome candidate, and when they start, the person has an issue and their code is questionable. Yeah, we actually had a very, very, and this was at my previous job, not Sagetti. We had a candidate who was just very knowledgeable. He spoke in very knowledgeable ways, and then when he sat down to do the code, it was like, how do I turn the computer on?
Nice.
It was kind of like that. That's what OE is. I don't know what OE stands for though. OE. Office environment. Occupational experience.
Overemployed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, because that was the conversation we were having. Overemployment is questionable. So you guys know my situation by now. I'm working a full-time day job, and I do only that work during the hours that I am billing them. And then in the evenings, I do hours that I bill another client. And they're completely separate. And that's a situation that I'm like, this makes sense, but I have the personal integrity and stuff like that to do that in an honest way. And then there are too many people out there that are just like, well, I can just get hired by multiple people and do half the work, half the time, and still get paid the same and bill them for all of it.
In my opinion, if you can do that and keep them separate, no overlapping hours, you'll do good work for both jobs, and go for it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think you have to tell them that the other one exists.
Right.
In my
I
opinion.
think what well, that's the thing. So that's what people fall into. And so the issue is not that. The issue is where wherever you work, whether it's whomever you work for, whether it's a client or employer, at some point, somewhere you have to put in the hours that you've worked. So you can either be honest and say I worked 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. right every day, or you can just say, well, I worked 4 hours, so why don't I just do 8 a.m. till noon, and they won't know that I actually am doing something else completely different in those same hours.
Right.
Because then they'll know that this is my second job, not my primary job, and they'll be onto my game. And so what people do is they go ahead and claim the hours, but they do it in the actual time they're supposed to be working, a 9 to 5 for both jobs. But in reality, what they've done is they simply spread the work over a 12-hour day, splitting them out like 6 and 6 or whatever it might be. That's the dishonest part.
Will you be fully efficient if you task switch like that?
No, I'm saying
sure.
that
I wouldn't.
I'm not saying
No.
you guys
That's
don't
why I
do
make
that.
sure that mine are at scheduled
I'm
times
saying-
and it's a consistent schedule.
Right.
Because
I'm saying,
contact
Thindal,
switching is not easy.
Right, I'm saying, Thindal, that what happens is people have to tell their employer which hours they're working, right? So they'll have 2 jobs, but they won't
Oh,
tell
no,
the
not
second
always.
employer
Yeah.
that they're working past, like, they're working in the evening. They'll just say, oh, I worked 4 hours today, right? And so they claim 4 hours starting from 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. They did work the 4 hours, but the 4 hours were like from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., not
Right.
from 8 a.m. to noon or whatever. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying switching. I'm not talking about switching or anything like that or anything like that. I'm talking about specifically the issue that they run into, which is if they correctly report the hours to their employer will be onto them about it being a second job. And so that's why they lie.
Yeah. And, I
That's
see.
the actual
And I'm
problem.
like completely transparent anyway
Right.
when it comes to this.
I
so-
know you are. I know you are. We're talking about the actual, what people run into as the actual problem.
Right.
I'm
and,
sure if
and
I went
that's
to my
what
employer,
I really don't like because I know it's possible because I'm doing it, but because there's at least one person out there that does it in a dishonest way, everyone has the potential to do it in a dishonest way, so we can't trust that people are doing what they say they're doing.
My thing is people just have to correctly report that. Like if I go to my employer right now and I say I would like to work in the evening times, the answer is no. It doesn't matter if that was my only job or my third job, or it doesn't matter. They were like that. Part of the deal is show up to meetings. You'll be available 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. That's the deal.
Business hours.
And so then my employer is not interested in me working 40 hours a week outside of those hours, even if I did all my job, even if I did everything I was supposed to do, and so on and so on. But that's not what they are expecting from me. So it'll be dishonest, right? Because technically I could. A lot of the work that I do on my own. I don't need someone. I don't need to call people.
Right.
Like very rarely do I actually need to call somebody to get help, with the code that I'm working on. Well, I guess that's somewhat not the case when it comes to bad code. But anyway. And so theoretically, there's nothing stopping me, but that's not what they expect. So if I were to get a second employer, they'd have to be foreshadow knowing I will clock in at 5 p.m. or I will clock in, in the evening to work on this project. And as long as they're okay with that, then I can just simply be honest about the hours I report. But most people don't. They will do the work. They will do the hours. Honestly, they will be honest. They will say, I'm going to work 4 hours for this company and 4 hours for that company, and they'll be honest about their 8-hour workday. Let's say, it's hypothetical, but they won't actually put the hours in that they're actually working. They'll just put them in the times they're supposed to be working.
Right. Yeah, and for me, I start a timer for my moonlighting work. I actually push timer.
Maybe I should do
Timer
that.
start.
Maybe I should do a timer.
Yeah, and if you remember Nerd Herder, he was the one that recommended that to me. So I am clocking exactly the hours that I am sat doing the work.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's really good. Do you just use like the Windows timer, or do you have like a physical timer?
I have an app, or not an app, but there is an app that I use called FreshBooks.
Yeah, FreshBooks is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. So there's a
I use
timesheets
Toggle
thing in there.
myself, but
I'm tracking.
You got the paid version, or you like this part of the free?
Yeah, I am using a paid version, but the free one has it too.
Oh, okay.
There's that one. There's Wave. I don't know if Wave has timekeeping though.
issue with FreshBooks for me, I mean, some parts of it are awesome, but some
Mhm.
parts are they don't
Atrocious.
work
They're
in
pretty
Sweden,
bad.
more or less. Yeah, but they don't work in Sweden. You can't use them
Oh, they don't even
because
work in Sweden.
legal. No, but legal. They
Oh.
don't do what I need them to do
Ah.
because different framework.
Yeah, it's like the accounting part of it. So the FreshBooks and Wave and the one that you said, I don't
Toggle.
remember what. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Bonsai. Those are all like apps that help you with your accounting for a small business or for timekeeping, tracking your invoices, and if like a lot of them try to help you with the bookkeeping part of it, but they're not really good at using accrual basis. They're almost all cost basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of the things where I work on some side projects, but I don't necessarily track that well how much time I'm spending. And I
Mhm.
feel like if I would just the action of like clicking a timer and tracking
Mhm.
what you're doing would just be more like that in itself is like it's like having a credit card. If you have a
Yeah.
credit card, you'll just spend more money because it's like quite infinite where you could technically spend without being running into trouble. But if you actually have physical cash in your pocket and you only have 320s, well then you know like I can't buy this $80 thing because I have 320s. In the same way, it's like if you click in the button, I'm starting to work this thing now, it almost invokes your brain in the correct way to effectively work.
Yeah, but again, that's all up to your own integrity to do the work when you push the timer.
Yeah. True. True. I don't know. Whether I'm being dishonest today. Today I have had a bunch of like diversity and inclusion training stuff I had to do. It was like mandatory once a year or
Yep,
once every
compliance
so many
training.
months. So fortunately, last year I just copied the text and put it in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT told me the answers. This year, they prevented you having the ability to copy the text. So you couldn't actually copy the text anymore. They've updated the web thing for it.
However, you, being a developer, knew how to push F12 and right click on the element.
Well, no, so it opened up a pop up, so you couldn't actually like there was no right click. They nerfed that as
Right.
well.
But
So
you have
you
keyboard.
couldn't inspect the
You
element.
could have
Well,
12. You could.
yeah, so I had to like drag into a tab, hit the little buttons on top, open up development tools, and they just rather than me like they copied like the whole HTML block that had everything in it, and I just told ChatGPT in here somewhere there's a question, I need the answer to it, yes or no, blah blah blah. I just pasted the whole HTML
You're
block.
definitely high on the integrity side.
And it was like, oh, I got the answer to this one. There's so many. It's just so mind-numbingly boring questions, but it worked great. So I'm going to keep using that every year. They ask me.
Oh yeah, I like TVD Gamers comment. I won't buy video games if I don't have time to shop. That's kind of what's happening to me. Like I was looking at some collection that just came out that was on sale, and I'm like, oh no, it wasn't even that. It was Horizon Forbidden West that went on sale. I'm like, I want to play that game, but I don't have time to play the game, so I also don't have time to buy the game either, because I go from doing my day job to streaming to day job to night to cooking to night job.
Yeah,
I
try
will
and
play
stay
it
away
eventually.
from video games.
Now you made me want to play Forbidden West.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's
I
any-
really loved Zero Dawn. That was really fun.
Oh yeah. Zero Dawn was awesome. And I've been kind of waiting for Forbidden West for PC.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it came out
When
like
it
2
came out
months
on
ago,
Steam.
but
That's
yeah,
when I was about
but
to
I
buy
just
it.
haven't had the time. I've had too much stuff to do. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna get there.
I don't have time to
Forbidden
play
West.
games, kids. Trying to teach my eldest child Marvel Crisis Protocol. It's challenging.
That game looks pretty interesting. You know the games that actually bother me when people play them? Like there's a certain class of games that actually like, bother me when people play them.
What kind?
And it's the type of games where it's like sometimes they're called like low poly games, or the games just look
Retro games.
No, not retro games. That's not quite right. No, like they're modern games, but
Well,
they're like
yes.
designed in a way that's
Yeah, retro style.
I don't know
Stylized
about even retro.
games.
I guess I'm not talking about. I think it's a different subject matter. Like, but it's like, yeah. The 2B's also. It's like they just grab some stock assets, they grab some things, they write some logic, and both they have a game, and then people. It's like a couple of the games, like the games you can like play on your phone, are like really kind of simple. You know what I mean? It's like, and people spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours playing this somewhat unengaging. Like, for instance, one of the games I like is Assassin's Creed, and this is a bad reason to like it, but I like it because it's somewhat like you can walk around, and it's like there's a historical building over there
Open
that's
world
somewhat
and-
accurate.
Mhm.
Well, no, there's like something in there that's actually cool to look at and be like, oh, that existed like that 300, 400, 500 years ago. Or, you know, it's not, obviously I understand it's in a game, right? And so like it's only partially true, but it gives you a little idea about like, that was something cool that happened in history, there's something cool that happened. Like I think the one, they got like Benjamin Franklin in the, I forget like it was Assassin's Creed 3 or 4, I forget which one it was. And they actually had like Benjamin Franklin
Three
running
was
around.
one in the Americas.
Was it 3? And they actually had him like
think it was
doing
3.
his I think it was he did poetry, to like, help him like pick up his, I forget what it was now. But like I have to help him pick up his book, which was true and accurate to the time. Right, so that's kind of a cool thing. Anyway, and so those games are kind of cool, but the ones which like a mind-numbingly not that engaging puzzle that's really repetitive and made within 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Like it bothers me that people spend their whole life playing these games. They're just endlessly clicking. Like another one, or the game like League, and like what's the
All.
what's the
So you
popular
don't
one
like
that everyone
Lead, you
plays?
don't, or League of Legends, you don't like
League of
Age
Legends. Yeah, any of those games were just like everyone's just
Angel,
spamming clicks
Defensive
and buttons.
Angels.
There's not everyone is there to like check out. You know what I mean? It's like everyone that they just smoke weed and play League or something, and that's their life. It's incredibly depressing. Is there someone play? I don't care if you play League, but no, that's my view. It's a game people
Yes,
check.
these
it's
are
not
the
actually
views
engaging.
of DFlux, views and opinions of
Yeah.
DFlux, and do not necessarily
Yeah.
reflect the views and opinions of this channel, of anyone that I'm associated with, etc.
You should every time I join you just start like the stream with that when I join when you see me join the channel in Discord that says waiting for you to drag, just start doing the disclaimer then. And that
Yeah.
way
Yeah, get that out of the way before.
yeah. I like in games that are engaging and actually like you get something out of it, and at the end of the game you're like, oh, I went on a journey, there was a story being told, the story means something in reality, like actually has like an absolute meaning about the hero or about the struggle against a coercive or corrupt power and so on and so on. That's a really good game. It's a single player story game, right? That's good, but like having like these mind-numbing games which are constantly hitting buttons and clicking things is a way of like sort of getting it.
Right.
It's
Just
a
remember
waste of
that they're
time.
mind-numbing to you, and there are people that actually do feel strategy and they feel engaged by those types of games.
Well,
And there are people who just want to lean back, relax, and
And that
click a
too.
bit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
right, but you can.
There are people that get enjoyment from that activity.
I guess I would say when I say it's strategy and so on and so on and so on. It's like if it was a like
casual
League of
gaming
Legends
is a
for
good
instance,
phrase.
they change every now always the rules. So like you'll work out some strategy, and then 2 months later that strategy will no longer work because they've nerfed something and they've added this new thing, or they've upgraded this other thing, and so it's a constant changing.
Yeah, but that's
it's constantly
I
changing.
mean, balance is insanely hard when you've got that many skills.
No.
And that
It's not balance. No. The purpose is to that the devs go in there to reinvent the game every 5 minutes because that's the only way to keep everything captivating and interesting. It's not to make it more balanced. They
I
are
meant DFlux.
you playing the game is the product. It's not the product itself. Like if you go in and play even a relaxed, like you can walk around Assassin's Creed and just do nothing and just enjoy the scenery or whatever, right? But at least you're getting something out of it, right? As opposed to like
potentially
they have their
again,
way to-
there may be
to-
people that have the same opinion that you have about Dota and League of Legends and all that. They have the about open world, too complex, too involved games that are trying to make reality in this fantasy realm and make it too realistic. So there's people that don't like that. They have the same strong opinions about those as well.
I like games where I can set the difficulty to a really low level. I want to play the mechanics, but I don't want to, grind something over and over.
Right.
I want to
Yes.
experience a story
Yes.
and have a good time without, getting frustrated because something is
And
too
I love the
difficult to overcome.
frustration.
Yeah. And we're all different.
like Sekiro, for example. Oh my god, I got so angry at that game.
And like, what's it called? Elden Ring. I would never
I haven't played
be able
Elden
to
Ring, but
play
that would be one that I would play for sure.
Yeah. I would not be able to deal with that game. Even if
But
the
then there are
story is
times that
great.
I just want to
like
go
enjoying
back
the story,
to
but
yeah. I want to go
Yeah.
back to Epic Games and play their 8-bit games that took someone 5 minutes to put together and play through it, enjoy it, sit back.
I play games mostly as interactive books.
I do love
Yeah.
those for sure.
I want to experience a
What was the
story.
most
And some
recent one that I
people, like a
played?
couple of friends of mine, they're like, they hate it. They want to get to endgame. They want to go.
Yeah, I
They
can't
just
stand
want
it.
to
Like
start the grind.
there's my gripe. It's like the people who play MMOs or mostly MMOs that are like, well, the goal is to get to the highest level you can as fast as possible. And I'm like, but look at all of this extra work that was put into the scenery, to the environment. But then that makes the MMO maintainers be like, oh, this is what people want. They want to be level 80 as soon as possible. So let's cut out all of that previous content, help you level fast. And then all you have is this end game PvP stuff that not everyone is into. So Ion is an
like
example
that sort of thing. Yeah, that's what I guess that's that kind of stuff is the stuff I'm highlighting, where it's like they just endlessly are trying to suck people into something that is actually bad for them.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, that's the game culture, the game dev culture from many studios. I'm not saying all studios. Is how can we make the most money off of people? Well, let's get them addicted. Let's make it easy to enter. Give them those dopamine hits as soon as possible, and then make them have to pay in order to continue playing.
And have that carrot just out of reach all the time, so people keep playing to try and reach that next little bit that they almost have.
Right. Yep.
If
Yeah.
that
No. And then that's where those kind of that's I guess another way of redefining what I was saying earlier, where it's those types of predatory-esque things that the game industry does.
Okay, I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
But the actual style of games, again, to me, that's so subjective that I wouldn't be able to agree with anyone that says no one should play these click to move games.
Well,
It's just dumb.
Well, I guess I would say if a game studio is producing something that's actually truly art and actually truly transcends something and deliver something, that's actually kind of expensive, takes time, takes effort, and that is as distinguished from these quick to make mini puzzle-esque games that charge you money and these sorts of things that are just there to suck you in and waste your time. That's quite easy to make, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, predatory marketing strategies and stuff. Yes.
But if there's one thing that I don't get about games, it's some skins. Like there are skins, it's fine, buy skins, whatever.
What's a skin?
But then there's people like my
in the
nephew.
game?
No. I mean, like
TVD Gamer was already typing
gamers.
something like that.
Yeah, weird gamers. The thing is,
So
my nephew
like
plays
pretty much
more
cosmetic
games, like-
items that you can buy in game to
Cosmetic.
change what a thing looks like.
Yeah.
Digital
But
assets.
I
I
don't get-
love them.
Get
I
the
absolutely
gamers
love them.
thoughts there. My nephew plays a ton of Fortnite. He loves that game. I mean, he's played thousands of hours at this point. And he goes and buys a neon pink skin.
Yeah, I hate pay to win.
And I'm like, dude, this is a shooter game. You're gonna stand out like a sore
Oh, yeah,
thumb.
yeah.
He's like, oh, no, it looks cool. Like,
Doesn't matter. Like,
it
he's getting
looks
his
like
enjoyment
actually
from
negative.
he's getting his enjoyment from the actual content, experiencing the content that way, not experiencing the content of I'm in a game to kill other people, not get killed.
Yeah, but if he doesn't win, he goes, I'm not. He's not one of those, that starts screaming and running around and can't behave. But he will
if you
rage
take away his
quit
pink
if he
outfit.
doesn't win. Just
Mhm.
Alt F4 out. Screw this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go do something else. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
he
be
really
angry
wants
about
to
it.
win, but he also wants to have that hot pink skin.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
the real thing there, like for me, I've had to evaluate this before, is that really the thing that I want to win? And really the answer is no, I want to try to win, but set myself up to fail so that I can be angry about it. Because what I want to be is frustrated and angry. Because that's the experience I'm looking for when I play a game. And so I
I was
embrace
gonna say,
that now.
Thindal, if I just got a secret word, if we keep talking, one line will not
No.
end stream. So we just have to
No,
keep going.
don't play like that.
Yeah.
Because remember
I-
that's cutting into
I-
my actual day job time, and that is
know.
extremely,
Well, there was a
extremely.
way
I'm
to
so
introduce
sorry,
it.
Lion.
Yeah, I didn't know.
No, you guys didn't know, and I should have wrapped it up or started saying we need to wrap it up, but I didn't want to interrupt your thoughts and let you finalize them. Yeah, no.
That's so nice of you.
But anyway, stand up time.
Yeah.
Pick me last.
Okay, so
I've
DFlux.
been-
Oh, you said pick me
Dang
last.
it.
Oh wait, DFlux said pick me last. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thindal.
I've been bashing my head against a wall that is poor documentation and insane practices that almost are sane but not quite all week. And I got it working last night, so now I'm trying to do something with it now that I've got it working. I've got a ton of stuff to do, but it's finally moving forward. And if anyone meets one of the Avalonia devs, please tell them to start documenting their stuff.
Better.
Yep. And that's me.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm
No
headed to
blockers?
Stockholm tomorrow. Yeah.
Cool. DFlux.
So I this week I learned that my team lead is quitting working where I work at. So the team lead, who is currently the main vocal person for the application I work on, is going bye-byes. So I guess I'm slightly adjusting to that, and I'm working through. I'm looking at like the code and like all that kind of stuff. And there's the effort to like sort of clean up a little bit before he goes. But that's what I've been up to. And blockers is that I don't know enough, and there's a lot of unknowns out there. That, and I'm working on a new module which is kind of interesting, and so I've been working away, I guess. And I thank TBD for his vote of confidence for me to take it up the role, because I don't think they're going to hire it out.
Put your hand in the ring. Do it. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. My stand up is that I am working on cleaning up the Figma. I will hopefully have documentation ready for the next person that will be backfilling me and ready to start training them as soon as I have access to them. Oh, it's going to be great. They did select someone and they'll be starting on the 13th. Sounds like. So hopefully, which is just the last week that I'll be working at Sagetti. Hopefully I'll have time with them. But yeah, documentation, doing that, cleaning up UI stuff, making it easier to maintain the code. That's my day. No blockers. I don't need nobody.
Awesome.
But yeah, as always, thank you both for being here. Thindal, promote your stream.
Yeah, sure. Once a week, hopefully more. This week I did 2. Actually, I think I did 3. Yeah, whatever. I do migration work at the moment, moving from web forms on Net Framework over to MVC and Blazor on Net 8. It's a huge project, but I just passed the big point of actually starting to move things over into Net 8. I've been doing lots of preparatory work for like a year on stream. And now the actual conversion is going, and it seems to be going well.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I did the
DFlux,
same thing as Thindal,
you're
but it's once a year,
yeah.
once a week. I'll have to get back and stream. I will at some point in my life. I swears it. I have to just if Twitch can just hold on and not go bankrupt and just stay live. I'll do it. I swear.
Well, it would be
There you
good to see it. It'd be fun,
Everyone go follow DFlux.
especially in the
Thank you,
next
thank
2
you.
weeks. You have
Yeah,
an
I
extra time
guess I
slot that
should
you
fill
can
the
pick
void,
from.
right? Yeah, right. Well, and congratulations and everything. I didn't get an opportunity
Thanks.
to say well done, and I hope it's exciting. I hope you get to look at your code and go, ah, yes, a good developer worked here once.
Yeah.
Of
That would be
course he
nice.
will.
That would be nice.
Of course he will.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Hope you set yourself up to win
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
before
be
you left.
frustrated
And knowing
or
you,
something.
you did. Yeah. Anyways, take care. I'm gonna
Thank
jump
you.
out. Yeah.
Yep.
Have an awesome.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And that was Thindal and DFlux. And earlier we had Peter in there saying things, giving our opinions about games. Remember that those are our opinions. And if we said something that was not representative to your eyes about the games, then you are also welcome to correct our opinions. Oh, okay. So I'm going to go to this screen so that I can get back. If we jumped on Ionic, no one would have an issue. Definitely. But like I said, I love opinionated developers. I don't mind you having opinions. I'll correct you if you're wrong. But again, those are just my opinions. I know there was a lot of chat that it's difficult for me to keep up with chat on community days when we do have voices on the channel. But I hope you guys don't feel ignored and that we were actually engaged with everyone in chat as much as the people in the voice channel. My next stream will be 3 Mondays from now, where I will be in my new position. It'll be at the same time, and I believe it'll be I'll be doing 5 days a week at the same time slot for now, for the streams starting on the 20th. But for the next 2 weeks, I will not be streaming. So I hope you are able to enjoy a whole bunch of other streamers that use this time slot as well, and you aren't distracted by this stream or anything. But yeah, for now, we are going to the standard place because it's fun, it's easy, it's good times. We're heading over to Big Gamey, who's an amazing game developer, like I told you guys. He's working on Homeward Hound, which is a game about being a dog who is separated from his people. Today, he's actually working on a zombie game, though, and I have hiccups. And we have a raid message that Dukasoft made for us. So thank you, Dukasoft, always. You've been amazing member of this community, and I really, really, really appreciate having you around when you're able to. I just hope you never feel pressured to. But I greatly appreciate all that you do for this community. So thank you. Thank you. And also thank you. All right. So that's it for me for now. I'll post the VOD for this to YouTube at some point in time. And feel free to hop into our Discord. I will be around-ish on Discord. But like I said, mostly throughout the day, I will be focusing on making things amazing for the next person coming in. I hope. Really, really hope. Okay. That's it for now. Juice. Ciao. Shalom. I'm a good person. I've never been a person. Okay, bye.